So, last session we left you guys having breakfast talking about strange meat. I know the out of session you guys discussed a bit your next steps, so we can handle this part a bit narratively. Why don't you guys just tell me what you want to do, and we'll go from there.
Arlen wants to search out other people that would have a better understanding of anatomy and cellular biology, and help identify them what the meat is, or just use it to harass Timonian.
Why not?
Left that meat on his desk.
Why not both? All right. Okay. Are you all going as a group, or are you guys going to be splitting up and doing different objectives?
Well, somebody mentioned scouting the area more, right? Or surveillance of some kind?
Yes.
Yes.
I suppose Amelia and Otto can do that. Amelia is not going to be wearing her traditional face paint, I suppose. But she's gonna have a big old scarf and hood.
Okay.
Yeah, I figure
Arlen
that's the job for Otto, right? Because, even if they catch me, they're not going to remember that it was me.
Yeah, they're not going to remember.
Yeah, but still, if she gets caught, she wants to be less conspicuous than normal.
Also, yeah. I'm going to leave this up to you, Otto, because it's a little unclear, but the more this comes through, the more I realize how important a factor is in this. And I'm going to leave this up to you because it's your character and it's your something you have to deal with. So, they don't remember you as a person. There are two ways to go about doing that. Let's take those two guards in that front room to begin with. Either, A, they remember everything that took place. They just, for the life of them, can't recall, put a face to the name kind of thing. They can't remember who that was if you asked them. Someone came in there and talked to them, but they can't remember for the life of them who it was. Or B, they don't remember it happening at all. They don't remember someone coming in and asking for a job and all that.
I would think it's A. I actually have. I get a memory lapse spell that would be more like what you're talking about in B.
Got it.
Where you give him like a brief memory wipe.
But I wanted to get. So yeah, so the events that you do, the actions that you take are still remembered. It's just no one can put a face to it.
Yeah, it's so if you get discovered again, they just assume you're a different person. That's how I read that.
Okay. So there were three things that you guys talked about. One was going around trying to identify the meat. Two was scoping the place out. And then three, someone had mentioned maybe asking around for more information.
Yes.
Okay. So, Arlen's going to go check out the meat. Otto looks like he's going to be scoping the place out. So that leaves Murie and Amelia. Do you two want to go asking around for information, or do you have other ideas?
Asking around, I would think. Like I said, Amelia isn't going to have her face paint. She's just going to kind of be in very plain, common dress.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to kind of ask around with kind of the guise of, I've heard about this. I wasn't sure because I know that there are certain areas that are like scams. Like, what have you heard? Have you actually gone there?
Sure, absolutely. There's plenty of like taverns and things in the area, so that is certainly something that can be done. Okay, so first things first, we will handle it in that order. Arlen, we'll start with you. What is your plan of action here?
Well, my first plan would be to see, is there anybody that I would know at the university that would have this kind of medical training or anatomy, veterinary, whatever? Asking to a GM.
So roll me a D100 because the answer is yes, you would know. The question is, do they know you?
Because you're so insignificant. I see what he did there.
Yeah, more like because your brother was well known, but was his sister.
That's what I said. Insignificant.
I'm trying to be diplomatic. So there is a gentleman named Professor Loon.
Loon.
Not loon as in crazy, though his students sometimes make fun of him, perhaps.
Not a Professor Loon.
Technically what he is the closest thing in this world that you would come to what you're looking for, which is a physician, a doctor, a trained medical doctor who teaches the practices to others.
Okay.
And that is the closest you're going to find to what you're looking for in this kind of world. There are no actual cellular biologists or anything because there's no microscopes. So they don't even know what cells are in this world.
Isn't cellular biology a wizard spell?
Nope.
I said the equivalent. I don't know.
Right. So that's the closest. The closest you're going to find is someone who is a doctor, and not specifically because I know you guys have your suspicions, but again, a doctor, a physician, a surgeon would know a lot about many different types of meats. If nothing else, for no other reason than they practice on cadavers of all kinds. You know, like a doctor back in this day would practice their skills by dissecting the carcasses of animals and humans and the like, because, you know, human carcasses aren't always in high abundance, if that makes sense.
What like a butcher?
That was what I was going to say too. But she asked at the university. There's no butchers at the university.
Sure.
You don't even have a cafeteria there.
That's classist.
How much of this meat do we actually have? Like, is it like
not very much? Think like 6 ounces or so. It was like basically a cut of meat, like a New York strip size.
That's not a lot.
No, that's plenty to tell. I mean, if you think about the difference between chicken, pork, beef, it's definitely plenty to tell the difference between those.
Well, I was thinking more of the possibility of like cutting it up and giving more of different people so that all of them could kind of like examine it at once.
Yeah, I completely agree. So that's where I was going to, is you could cut it up probably in 1 inch to 2 inch thick slices, but yeah.
Arlen, roll me an intelligence check, please.
I was thinking it was like a pork loin or something.
Or if you have any sort, roll me an intelligence check. Murie, roll me another craft check for cooking.
Am I gonna eat it?
No, you're not gonna eat it. All right.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, Arlen rolls 17 for the intelligence.
17 and 6. Okay, so Arlen, when you think about that, that might not actually be such a good idea because in this setting, in this world, so to speak, we don't have anywhere near the same kind of methods at our disposal that we do, say, in the real world. The more you cut up the meat into small, like basically, if you give someone a cube of meat, there's going to be very little way for them to tell where that meat came from. Like, for example, if you gave an average person, a cube of pork, even a cook might not be able to tell if that's pork or lamb or whatnot. The more meat you have together to look at, the better the chance they have of identifying it.
Okay, so yeah,
because it's not like they can break it down and test for its components or anything.
Okay, so then Arlen's gonna, unless anybody has any objections, go to the university to talk to Dr. Loon, and then if he doesn't know, then she's gonna also look for a butcher to talk to. So if anybody has any suggestions of butchers, I would appreciate it.
The last idea would be like, certainly in this era there would be farming, in which case there would be livestock, in which case there would be people who are proficient at, handling births and
the farming was
sicknesses and stuff like that.
The farming is on the mainland, but yeah, I mean that's always an option 3 as well if Arlen chooses. So let's do this. Let's handle this simply and easily. You know where Professor Loon is. You know their classroom. Go ahead. Actually, wait. Yeah. Give me a second here. I just have to think.
That's tough for you. I know. I'm sorry.
It's so hard. It's just so... All right, so Professor Loon. All right.
Uh-oh, it's always scary when the GM rolls.
Okay. Professor Loon examines it. Professor Loon is one of the few, especially with your role. Professor Loon's one of the few that knows who you are, and one of the few that knows what the mysterious noises up above are, and has never just cared or could be bothered to really do anything about it. Typically a generally nice elderly man. He takes a look at it readily enough, runs a few tests on it, and he tells you that it's difficult to nail it down exactly because of its age. The more it ages, the worse it gets, the harder it is to tell. It's definitely similar to a human or an elf or a thing like. He can assure you that it's probably not an orc or anything of that nature. He can tell there's a big difference between those, but maybe a half orc. It could be any of those, or really, it also could be some form of rare or unusual livestock. It's just too difficult for him to tell.
Okay.
And then the butcher, give me a second here. And like I said, there's no reason to take too much time. We could narratively say you ask around to find a reputable butcher. There's plenty of them in the city. And he thinks it's pork. Rolled a 1. Rolled a 1. He thinks it's pork.
Good job, buddy. Clearly, he has a little more reputation behind his name than he deserves.
He just looks at it. Yeah, it's pork. Straight up pork. It's pork loin, actually, from the loin part of the pork.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Mr. Butcher, sir. I appreciate it.
So you find out that it's either a sentient form because from his experience it kind of matches up, or B, and what he thinks is more likely simply because he doesn't like the idea of people cutting up other people or something. It could also simply be rare game that's not commonly found in the city.
Or it could just be pork.
Or it could be pork. Arlen, that's what you're told to.
I would assume Murie.
It's not pork.
He is really convinced it's pork.
We don't know he rolled a 1. I know he rolled a 1.
Well, but Arlen would trust Murie in the fact that she probably cooked pork before.
Understood.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand, and especially since you've got
more than you trust a 1.
Well, and you've got Murie and Professor Loon telling you it's not, and just one butcher that's adamant it is.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. So while you're doing that, let us, Otto, I'll quickly handle your part of it. What time do you want to be there? Like, from when to when are you scoping it out?
Well, I think that they told me whenabouts they start serving in the morning, didn't they?
Correct, they did, at sunrise.
Okay, so just before sunrise.
Okay. Sure. So you can. We just gonna take up a spot. You'll notice in the morning, right around sunrise, the street is a bit more crowded. There's already a line formed up for people to get meat. There's also people sitting on the other side of the wall, beggars and the like. The place itself, the street itself, is just more crowded than it was in the evening. You just want to take up a spot nearby somewhere?
Aside from just watching, the only other things I'd want to do is, 1, actually get some of the meat, and 2, talk to someone who'd been there before or someone who I'd seen just now eating it and ask them, what is it?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, you won't see anyone just eating it because it's all raw. And no one's.
Well, they're taking it home. Okay, so somebody who'd gotten some yesterday or whatever.
Got it. Okay. I need you to roll me 3 things, and I'll explain. Well, actually, I'm not going to explain what some of them are. Go ahead and roll me 2 D100s, please. Okay.
35 and 98 for our listener viewers.
Yes, a 35 and 98. So, when you go in yourself to get one, you get in line. It takes about an hour or so to get through. You go in. What are you dressed as? Like, what's your general level of dress?
Like old beggar man.
So Otto normal.
Ha ha ha! No, like old beggar man.
Got it. Okay. That you basically go in. It's those two same gentlemen that you saw the night before. You basically go in. One of them slaps a fairly sizable chunk of meat, like enough to feed a family of 3 or 4, into your hands, and then you leave with it. Also, at some point, you ask someone else, like while you were waiting, "Hey, have you been here before?" Several of them would tell you, "Oh, yeah. We come here. It's so nice of them. They do this. We come here every day. It's how our family eats." And you ask them, "Well, what is it? What is the meat?" And the answer you get overwhelmingly is beef. And a few people are like, "I got some pork the other day. I have beef, but usually it's steak. It's beef."
Okay. Other than that, I would just watch and see if anything caught my eye.
Other than that, as you watch, the only thing you notice that is interesting is that at a certain point in time, the line's been moving through as usual. It's maybe starting to dwindle down as it gets towards the later end of the morning, and they're starting to run out of meat, but there's still a line there. All of a sudden, one of the gentlemen from last night closes the door. It's like he comes and steps outside and says, "Hang on a minute. We'll be open up in just a minute. Got some business to conduct," and then closes the door. The door is closed for about 10 to 15 minutes. The door opens back up. One of the people that was waiting in line comes out with a chunk of meat, and then they start ushering people in through again.
Okay.
All right. And that's pretty much the only things that you notice of note until around noon or so. They say, "We've run out. We got no more. Come back tomorrow." And everyone just kind of grumbles and wanders off.
Actually, when they closed up shop, I would ask around and be like, "Oh, is this a frequent thing where they close up in the middle of the morning, or is this unusual?"
One of the people would say, "I saw him do it once about 2 days ago. I don't know what it was, but that's it. No one else seems to have noticed it."
Okay.
All right. So let's move on to Amelia and Mary. So what's your general plan of action?
Well, Murie will probably head over to Timronian. Probably because she wants to head Amelia or Arlen off as a pass. And maybe preserve that as, a budding business-hood friendship thing. He did just kind of do her a major favor, so she doesn't really want to sick Arlen on him.
Got it.
So she'll probably head over there and probably share what's going on. Who has the meat?
Arlen
Where
does.
did it go?
Arlen has it.
Arlen has it, and after she talked to the butcher, she's pretty convinced that it's probably human or elf or something horribly dastardly. So she was going to bypass harassing Timronian and just head straight back to the orphanage.
Okay.
So
yeah, Murie will probably head out to Timronian, sans meat, and just see if he's heard anything.
Oh, welcome back, my dear. How was everything?
The house is beyond expectation.
Oh, well, excellent. Yes, he always does send Excuse me. I've been hitting the sauce a little bit early today, if you don't mind. He does a fine job. A fine job. How can I help you?
We have been given a new job by Miss Croft.
Oh, well, excellent. Chance perhaps to try out my little things, maybe?
They're not in my hands.
Oh, well, I would hope not. Don't leave them in your hands for too long.
I will take care not to.
Oh, good. Well, how can I help with this job?
Have there been unusual disappearances lately?
My dear, this is Corvosa. There's disappearances all the time. Crime rates are, through the roof lately, with all the city in virtual riot and some of the city in an actual riot. I'd say quite a good deal of people have gone missing lately.
That is what I fear. She's just gonna kind of generally update him on what's going on.
Okay.
So run through the orders that they were given by Miss Croft, and include what Otto had said about the gentleman in the shop, as well as her evaluation of the meat itself.
Got it. He says, well, I don't know anything about that particular butcher shop, but you've come to the right place. If you're looking for information, just ask around my bazaar. It gets people from all over town. Ask a few questions here, you're bound to find something interesting, I always say. Actually, I never actually say that, but I should start.
Did Amelia come with, or is Amelia doing all
Yeah,
Amelia probably have come with, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you're more than welcome to kind of ask around if you'd like. He himself does not know anything about that particular butcher.
Gotcha.
Would both of you roll me an investigation check, please?
Sure. Cat, oh my god, what do you want?
The world.
She wouldn't know what to do with it. Yeah, she's really not that bright.
Should just treat it like a big ball of yarn.
Right?
Not even that much forethought.
Is your cat's name Atlas by chance?
No. Her name is Mocha, and she is sweet but very stupid.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Aren't they all?
Kind of like the drink.
No.
Give me a second, actually. Let me make sure that we're doing investigation here.
Aren't they all kind of sweet but sort of stupid?
No. Some of them are just evil. Some of them are kind of conniving. Yeah. That's the other one.
Oh. Yeah, my dog, Galen, she definitely quite frequently has bless your heart moments. It's like, oh,
yeah,
you're an idiot.
An investigation check, please.
Investigation?
Is that a thing? Is that not a thing?
It's not on the list.
All right, hang on. Let me look at the list.
That's a 5 thing.
From Intimidate to Knowledge Arcana.
Well, what the heck? All right, so hang on. Oh, I'm sorry. Diplomacy. Roll me a diplomacy check. I was reading all sorts of bad things wrong.
Okay, that's me. Hold on.
Okay.
Can I get over it?
That's a 14. Actually, you Arlen, go ahead and roll just in case you get a 20, but the 14's enough to pass it, so.
Erlin?
I'm sorry. Amelia. But I'll go ahead and start telling you. So you are able to ask around, and actually quite a few people know about it because of what they're doing. There's talk around this area of town, and honestly, the bazaar isn't too far away from the butcher shop. I mean, here's the bazaar, and here's the butcher shop. That's not too far away. So quite a few people have heard about it. Some have even been there. They basically tell you mostly what you already know, that they're doing kind deeds, that they are handing out meat for free to those that need it, and turning away those who look like they could pay for their own meat. The one thing that is interesting, one guy, when you ask this guy, he's a bit. He's like in his 50s. He's got an eye patch. It looks like he's been wearing that eye patch for quite some time. When you ask him about it, he goes, I heard that if you ask them about the night's special cuts, you'll get yourself a good deal. And then he winks with his one good eye.
So he blinks. Yeah.
Yeah, so he blinks.
Cyclops winking?
Okay, that was weird and creepy, but okay.
Yeah, so he says if you mention the night's special cuts or ask about them.
Okay.
But that's about all you find out. Other than that, there's a few people that there's some rumors spreading that they were ex-guards. But for the most part, everyone seems to have a fairly positive opinion because in a time of the city's need, they're giving out charity.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask if anyone actually knew where they were getting the meat from.
The response you get is almost unilaterally a shrug and who cares? Like, it's meat. Meat's meat. We can't be picky. I mean, that's generally the response you get. Some people are like, oh gosh, I don't know. I'm sorry. And other people are like, I didn't think about that. But the most overall is like, where does it come from? I don't know. It's meat and we eat it and we need it.
So no one's seen like a delivery thing?
Or in that case. No, yeah. A lot of people will say that they see most mornings a few cows and a few pigs brought in. Some days not, but most days there is livestock in the form of pigs and cows delivered to the butcher shop.
Oh, so they're delivered live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I should point out Otto as well. Since you're out front and you've been out front the most, you can tell that the outside of the butcher shop has like a pen, which has. Give me a second here. Okay. Okay. It has 2 pigs in it.
Okay.
That you can see, like there's like a wooden fence on the outside of the store, off to the left of it. There are 2 pigs just kind of mooling around in there.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming they were there from the start of the day.
Correct. No, wait, no. You said you got there before sunrise, right?
Yeah.
No, then you would have been getting there as they were delivered. As one of the guys from the room that you met earlier was like putting them into the pen.
Okay.
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
Are these animals just kind of being like herded in, or are they like?
Yeah, they're being. They were all like tied with the rope around their neck, and he was like, "Yeah, come on, get in here." He looks like he knew what he was doing.
Okay, all right. I'm still thinking like modern day like equivalents. Like, did they have a delivery truck? No, they don't have trucks.
Yeah.
Cars aren't
Could you sign for this shipment, please?
Oh,
All right. But that is most of what you find out from your investigating. So, is it safe to say that after all of this, you guys meet back up at the orphanage?
yes.
Yep.
We
Okay.
need to info dump on everyone.
So we'll say right around 1 in the afternoon or so, you guys meet back at the orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
What order do people arrive? Is Arlen already there waiting?
I would think Otto would probably arrive last because he was scoping it out until there was no one else really around. Murie
spent like maybe 30 or so copper on some trinkets for the kids.
Okay, sure. Just mark that off. I'd say that Amelia and Murie probably got back first because they only went to one location.
Mm-hmm.
And they did take them an hour or two maybe to ask around and get this information, but Arlen had to go to the university and then to a butcher shop and then back.
Okay.
So I'd say Amelia and Murie, then Arlen, and then last Otto.
Okay, so Arlen, I don't know if you guys want to do anything before, but Arlen comes like running up, really agitated, like, oh my god, I need to talk to you guys now, really quick, fast, please, somewhere private, now.
Yes, okay, all right. And I mean, is everyone like downstairs right now? Like all the kids? What time would it be?
It's 1 in the afternoon, so yeah, I mean, basically Triana and Flack would be, actually Flack's taking a nap. Triana and Amelia's mother are probably tending to the kids.
Okay. So then Amelia would kind of like wave everyone towards the upstairs and head into one of the rooms, I guess.
Are you waiting for Otto to get there before you go berserk with your information, or are you just...
I thought
you were already there.
No, as I said, Otto was the last to arrive.
Okay. So then, obviously, where's Otto? Oh my gosh, we need to talk.
I don't know, damn,
guys,
I don't keep track of all you fucks.
Guys, it's pork.
I saw Bilcher. He said it was pork.
It's people.
That means we can eat it. That's the good news.
That's the good news, we can eat it.
No, I saw it in his eyes. He knew.
You know what you eat?
Oh, man. All right, so is it safe to say you'd wait for Otto to arrive?
No, I would.
Oh.
I would.
No, I think she'd explode.
Yeah,
yeah, I kind of would. So I would tell whoever was there, and be like,
anybody who wants to listen, I have things to say.
Not the kids, but like
they're cooking people just like you.
Like the player characters. So, and not the GM, but like it's.
Not you. God can fuck off. Well, he already knows.
I see how it is.
It's people. What are we gonna do? It's people. Oh my god. What are we gonna do?
The meat?
Yes. It's people. They're people. I don't know if it's human, elf, but like, they're people.
And you're sure about that? Like, 100%.
That's what Dr. Loon said, and I trust him. He's always right. He's never been wrong. And I know this isn't any kind of food meat thing that I've seen. I mean, Murie, you've seen that you've never seen it before. It's got to be people.
There are many things it could be.
But no, it is. Dr. Loon, he's a professor down at the university. I talked to him. He specializes in like anatomy and knowing different parts of animals and how they're put together and everything. And that's what he said.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Amelia kind of like takes a seat on the bed and she looks a little bit sick.
Yeah.
Oh god, where are they getting it from?
I have no idea.
The night specials.
What?
Oh.
Night?
We visited the bazaar and there was this very strange man with an iPad. Anyways, he said something about mentioning a night special to them and we would get something in return, or at least they should respond to it.
For
something.
A good deal.
For a good deal, yes. He didn't really specify. I think he might have winked, but it was hard to tell.
Well, yay?
Well, I think we all know who we're gonna send to find out.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we'll have to wait for him to get back.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
While I was at the university, I have these devices that I've been working on, and maybe they'll help. They're like talking things. You know, you can like talk into it and then I can hear you. So like there's only a short distance, but we can maybe hear
something easily achieved by shouting.
But we can do it quietly. Yes, something easily achieved by like shouting, but very quiet so other people wouldn't hear us. So like if we sent
very quiet shouting.
If we sent Otto and like something bad happened, we could know. Cuz it's people. And I don't think if we go and ask they're going to be all nice and friendly. So cuz it's people. So Arlen hands out these like walkie-talkie type devices, which is one of her weird science contraptions.
What does it look like? Does it look like some sort of weird steampunk thing, or what do you envision?
If you've ever seen like a 1950s wartime telephone that has actually a hand crank on it to generate power, and it can send short-range radio waves that are
radio waves
designed by Elmer Fudd. These wascally radio waves.
And Arlen has a single control device that can
I see what you're saying though. So like each of them have a little hand crank, or just your main receiver?
No, each of the little ones have a hand crank, and it can interact with the main receiver almost like a switchboard. So Arlen can only talk to one person at a time, but she can receive messages from everybody.
Got it. And just for our fellow viewers, basically she has weird scienced a whisper cantrip.
A message.
A message. Sorry. Yeah. A message cantrip. Otto, do me a favor. One thing I forgot to perhaps have you do. Roll me a perception check. This is while you were, just observing.
Do.
Because it's people.
It's a pretty good roll.
Holy crap.
25.
Got my eye on the ball.
All right.
Got that nat 20.
So you've been there since sunrise. You've been watching. There is an unusually large volume of meat leaving that door for the amount of meat that's apparently going into it.
I see. They must have some kind of conjure meat spell.
My God, they're geniuses. They figured out how to conjure meat out of thin air.
But yeah, so that is one thing that you notice as well while you were watching. And it's a good thing you got a natural 22 because that was a DC of 25. So the only way you could have succeeded was with a nat 20.
Nice. Good thing I was measuring that volume in my head.
Fucking ball.
So we'll say about that time Otto comes back.
Otto has more meat. Hey guys, guess what? I got more meat.
Why?
It's people. It's people, Otto. It's people. Don't.
She's been telling everyone who will listen.
It's people.
Huh. Well, the people that were down there eating it, most of them tasted like beef. Do you think people taste like beef?
Amelia kind of gags a little bit.
Murie, roll me another craft cooking check, please. Unless you choose not to examine the meat.
No, I'm good. I'll do it.
Okay. It's like, no, I don't need it. I'm good.
I don't really want to touch it, but she probably did not take Arlen's little walkie-talkie thing because it looks like it will explode if she does. So she probably very gingerly put that on a shelf somewhere. What is it with me and the sixes today? Good God.
looks like beef.
It's because you don't want my walkie-talkies. That's why you're rolling low.
Here's the question too. And this is Otto saying this in character. Some of the people said it tasted like beef, and some of them said it tasted like pork. Which begs the question: if this is people, who tastes like beef and who tastes like pork? Otto looks around the room.
but it could be different things. I mean, they could be having some actual real like beef or animal, and then some like people. And
yeah, would Otto tell everyone about the animals getting brought in and stuff?
Yeah, at that point, I think I would disclose. It seemed like there was more meat coming out than they brought in, and that they shut down for 15 minutes in the middle of the day. But otherwise, everything seemed pretty ordinary. Nobody seemed to have any complaints.
Because
starving people tend not to.
Yourself?
I don't know. It was pretty hot out there.
Well, next time you'll be going in.
In?
What?
You will be going inside the building.
Okay. Oh, well, I was inside this time. Don't you have to go in to get the meat?
Yeah, you do.
I was inside this time. They gave me meat.
Well, you were standing outside all day in the hot sun, and now you get to go inside.
Okay.
And here, Otto, I have another little device for you. Just talk into it, and then we can hear what you're saying.
As soon as it makes an appearance, Murie has eyes on it at all times.
Otto grabs the thing and puts it to his mouth and shouts, "Can you hear me?"
Ah! And Arlen's like, "No, ow, you're gonna destroy my eardrum."
Oh.
You just talk normal. You can even like whisper, and that way you can like tell us what's going on when we send you in there. It's not that complicated, people.
Because the giant hand crank telephone.
It's gonna look kind of conspicuous cranking this thing here, isn't it? Is this how it works?
You can have it. You don't actually have to have it up to your mouth. Just like you just have it on your person.
I guess I could tell them it's a pepper grinder.
You can just put it in your. Here's a bag, and like.
Okay.
Here's a paper bag for your telephone. Bring that with you. It won't look weird.
No, she hands him. She has one of those like bandoleros, which is those like chest thing that you put across your chest with pockets.
A bandolier, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a common thing that other people have in the area. It's just a common.
How big is the walkie-talkie? Would you say it's like bigger or smaller than a shoebox?
Smaller, for sure.
Like maybe the size of a cell phone-ish.
Oh,
like
it's a
maybe
teeny tiny crank. Like you would have to crank it between like your thumb and forefinger.
Like it's a tiny music box.
It's tiny. That would be funny. He's just furiously trying to turn this tiny dial.
Whatever would work best for the game. I'm thinking like I mean I have my cell phone right here, which is a Galaxy Note, and so you can put a crank on the back. I mean that's pretty big. You could do like an 1.5 inch.
You have a crank on your cell phone?
No, I'm just looking at it. You can have like a 2-inch diameter wheel.
She just gives her a fake crank and says, "Here's your phone. Play with it." No, so we'll say these devices are about the size, about the size of like a cell phone, like a Galaxy or an iPhone or something. Murie, you'll look up after following, the thing Otto has. The one you put on the shelf is gone.
Flack! Where are you?
What? Flack is over in the corner with Toby.
Give it back.
What? Give what back?
My walkie-talkie. I know you took it. It comes with tracking devices.
Flack jumps on Toby and starts running out the door.
See, people, I'm just trying to help. Come on.
Yeah, I took it.
I spent a lot of time on these.
Into the kitchen and grab a carrot and go, Toby, come here.
Roll me a handle animal check.
Oh boy. Because these have gone so well for previously. All of your checks just are not incredible.
What? Blue liked you. That was just his way of showing affection. It's gnawing on your arm.
Yeah, finally!
Toby spins back around. And despite Flack's kicking and prodding, marches right back to the carrot. You can tell Flack's got the little walkie-talkie tucked in his belt.
Yeah, Amelia holds the carrot out to Toby and then holds her other hand out to Flack.
Flack grumbles and then hands over the walkie-talkie and then crosses his arm like a sulking child.
I'll make you one, Flack. If I didn't know you wanted one, but I'll make you one, okay?
You can have it.
Wait. You're making him one, or he can have it?
No, I will make him another one.
Okay.
Murie is offering to let him keep it.
But then how are we going to... How are we going to talk to you if something happens?
Are we all going our separate ways?
No, I'm just saying,
Then perhaps having a set of two would be reasonable?
But, fine. I'll be back in the lab. When Otto's, after we deal with this at some point. I mean, I'm not going to go right now.
So Flack returns or takes the walkie-talkie back to the corner, and then Arlen periodically, every once in a while, you hear a hello.
Yes, I hear you, Flack.
And then at some point you hear a noise. It's really hard to kind of figure it out until you realize it's teeth.
Oh, no.
This is gonna be a bad idea. But just FYI, Arlen's the only person that can hear it. So
right,
yeah.
All right, so So back to that. So Arlen has given Otto and everyone except for Murie, it would seem, at the moment, a message cantrip so you can talk into it. Do you guys tell Otto about what you found?
Yes, we would talk to him about what Simronius said and the weird one-eyed dude, and in no uncertain terms that I am not going.
To the
I am not
butcher?
going into that butcher shop.
But what if something happens and we need you?
Then I will be there. But until that happens, if this is as you say, I want no part of this.
What?
We need to stop it.
Of course.
I don't. Okay, what's going on? I mean,
I think they're sending me to. Or sorry, go ahead. Go on.
Yesterday you just kind of took off, and like, are you okay? Are you here with us? Are you gonna help us? I don't.
Define okay, child.
Well, I guess that's my answer. If you have to ask, then you're probably not okay. Care to share?
Not particularly. My business is my own, and you are adults. Any fights you get into should be ones that you can get yourselves out of.
Wait, but you keep calling us child. Now we're adults? You gotta make up your mind.
You have always been adults. When I say child, it does not mean I think you beneath
And what if, like...
It is a common saying among my people when we wish to say in no uncertain terms that we are on even footing. Call it a gesture of goodwill. We are both the children of the world. We bend to the will of the gods. We are all tied to the same fate. We are born, we live, we die.
Okay.
What does this have to do with you running, or not wishing to join us in the butcher shop?
You wish to know why I call you child, and now you know.
Okay.
You still haven't answered our question.
We kind of need your help.
This isn't just our task. Miss Croft asked you to do this as well. We need your help in this.
I am aware.
So, what do you mean when you say you want no part of going in the butcher shop? Is it specifically because it's people? Or is it something else? Because I completely understand if it's because it's people.
We were not always people of the trees. There was a time once when our people flew. We cursed ourselves. We were arrogant and we stole the feathers of the dead to decorate our own bodies. We defiled the dead, child, and we cursed ourselves. And Clio, who guards the dead, saw fit to enact that curse upon us. She took our wings. To deal with the dead is a sin, a cardinal sin among my people. To even put hands upon them is considered poor taste.
Okay.
But this is bringing justice to their deaths.
Is it? What if you're wrong? What if you are all wrong?
Then we're wrong. And we will find the truth. But if it is as we think it is, you said it yourself. That was not beef or pork, and this Professor Loon said that he truly believes that this is flesh from someone, not just something.
What if you were
proof before I see death again?
What if you are wrong is a philosophy that leads to paralysis and inaction. We could sit around here and what if we were wrong till the end of time?
And wouldn't it be a greater disrespect to the dead to not... I mean... I was taught recently that in order for the dead to be at peace, whether I believe it or not, they need to have a proper burial. And I know that's something a lot of people believe, and this is not it. And one way or the other, you know, if you believe in that, then wouldn't you be helping to put their spirit at rest by stopping this, getting involved and making sure that's not what it is? Otherwise, it's just beef, and then that's fine, right? To touch. But if it's not, and there really is something more sinister going on, you don't have to actually touch it or anything to help stop what's happening.
It's my experience that debate and rational arguments will very rarely change people's viewpoints. If she wants to help in whatever way she decides, so be it. What's the plan here?
I will help you in whatever way I must.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
I want to respect your culture and your beliefs, even if I don't share in them. That doesn't mean they're not valid. But I don't know what that means. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to go with us in case something happens and we can stand outside and talk to the people and find out what the night special cuts something is and see how they respond? We take it one step at a time here?
If this is what you wish of me, this is what I shall do.
You hear from behind a very high voice of Flack, maybe Murie coward.
Hey, Flack.
Flack climbs on the table. It's okay. Flack coward too. And he pulls down his shirt and shows a very nasty brand of a sword that's broken in half. And he says, Flack once great warrior, but Toby get in trouble. Flack have to fight clan chief. Fail. Made coward. Now Flack can't fight. Maybe Murie can't fight either.
Murie?
Do you keep a tally of all the people that have died at your hand?
Well, so far, unfortunately, that's been, 2.
Does it weigh on your mind?
The people that would be hurt were I to not act weighs on my mind more.
Yeah, I can't say I'm feeling too guilty about knocking out a few imps.
That is not what I asked.
No,
Does it weigh on your mind that you killed them?
Yes, it does. But I just have to keep in mind, I'm not doing this for myself. And, I mean, I'm not important.
For your brother. Would he be proud to see where you are? Would he be proud to see you with a weapon in your hand? Is this what they would have wanted?
No. But I don't have a choice.
You always have a choice, Chad.
No, I don't have a choice. I have no other option. I mean, you don't understand. You just... And Arlen just kind of walks away.
Amelia looks to Murie and says, if you are going to help, then come with us. And she heads out after Arlen.
Murie kind of stops her on the way out and says, I will help you, but I do not beg the gods for more blood.
We don't go out hoping that we are going to kill another person.
If a person's life stood between you and the truth, would you take
She hesitates for a moment and then quite firmly says, yes. How about 5 lives? How about 10? Where does it stop, Jack? Where does your revenge turn into revenge? When does it stop being justice? I suppose I'll find out when I get to it. And I pray that you know when to stop before getting there. So do I. And she heads out the door.
"23. I've killed 23 people.
Do you regret it?
Maybe. Maybe once I find that Longshank's not so bad. But, he shrugs, what do? Was warrior. Warrior fights. And then he stands up and he looks a bit more serious than you've ever seen him before. And he says, Flack coward. Flack can't fight. Flack can't protect. Flack can't right things have been done. Murie can. And then he just gets off the table.
I fear that you are wrong. What if this task is above me?
So many tasks above me. I still do them. And he holds a hand over his head, motioning how short he is. And then he just goes up and snuggles up next to Toby and starts taking a nap. So, we have Arlen's walked off one direction. Amelia's walked off another, or towards the same direction Arlen did?
She's going after Arlen.
All right. What about
Otto? Are they heading towards the butcher shop?
No. Arlen walked to another room in the orphanage.
Oh.
Amelia's headed towards the butcher shop alone.
So no. Wait, no, I'm confused then. So Arlen left the room because they were arguing, and where did Murie and Amelia go?
Murie didn't leave. Yeah, Murie's still there. Amelia was. I thought Arlen left the building, but
no, Arlen just walked two doors down, and if you go looking, look, if you go looking for Arlen, you're gonna find her in a room, and she's staring at the big canvas that all the kids had painted and everything.
Sorry.
She took a piece of that, she cut out the piece that she had drawn on. And so she's just standing in the room looking at that picture with the forest and stick figures of her and some animals.
Amelia comes up and asks, Are you alright?
No. I don't think any of us are.
No, I suppose not.
So are we gonna go?
Otto looks at Murie and then points to his weird little gizmo that Arlen gave him and says into it, I'm gonna go ask for the night cut. And then he shrugs because he has no idea what's gonna happen.
So Arlen, at that point, kind of stuffs the canvas back behind a box and starts walking out to meet up with Otto.
Amelia, looking slightly confused, follows her out. Because she didn't hear shit.
Oh, sorry. We're going to the butcher shop with Otto.
Oh, good. Yes. Let's go do that. Yes.
Arlen's realizing she probably did not think this walkie-talkie device through all the way.
There's going to be a lot of telephone going on.
I was like, they're in the next room. By the time it gets to like Murie, it's like, they're on a broom.
And Arlen just has to hear the progression of her message getting distorted. No, you idiots!
So, I'm assuming Otto. Well, Arlen's gonna look back in the room where Murie and Otto were.
Hold on. Can we take a quick break real quick? I really have to pee.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Sure.
This is gonna involve her.
And sorry, I like yelled Lauren into my mic. You're gonna have to edit that out, I think.
So loud.
You yelled what?
Like maybe you guys didn't hear me. I was like, Lauren.
Oh.
Well, it's fine though. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Crystal is learning this. There's always a ton of things to edit out here and there, because mics being what they are. So.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry about our cat. Fucking Mocha has been so loud lately.
That reminds me, Sim. I need to show you how to cut out such things.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm gonna use the toilet. BRB.
Sure.
Go for it.
Because there's a trick to it. You need to cut it out without moving anything. So there's a small trick to it. But yeah, it's easy enough to do.
I'm at that point. Let's set up a time this weekend to do that.
Sure.
Also, I need to listen to Murie and Blue and Alora's audio because it's like much longer than everybody else's. But I'll do that.
Oh. Maybe you guys forgot to.
Yeah, it's episode 3. I don't know. I haven't listened to it, so because everybody's is like 2 hours, and I think yours for episode 3 is 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh.
So
I think
that's why.
I think you guys went to sleep right after that, so maybe it's just silence.
I haven't listened. No, it's not. It's not silence all the way through. I haven't listened to it at all. I was just working today to optimize the audio and waiting for time to go over some stuff with Squee for editing. So that's why I was asking about having the date instead of just episode blah blah blah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because I hadn't put all the audio together, so I wasn't entirely sure of like, is this actually the right one or not? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, yeah. And Arlen, when she left, she didn't. She wasn't upset. Just want to put that out there. She didn't leave because she was arguing. She left because like she,
realized the butcher was right.
No.
That son of a bitch.
No, it's more like when she was saying like she doesn't have a choice. You know, she was like kind of panicked, kind of thing. And I'm just saying that because that's something like the characters would pick up on. It wasn't like she was mad about the argument.
That's kind of crazy. Like Flack was the only one in that entire room that was sure of himself.
No, Arlen's sure of herself, but she doesn't have a choice.
I'm back.
Hi, welcome back.
So, God knows what's going on with Arlen, but
How dare you have a following?
God knows everything. Except what's going on in the players' heads. I mean, the characters' heads. Well, both, really.
And Tupac. Lord knows.
In general, really.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if you guys want an explanation from me at any time,
Sorry.
That was the thing. Like, Arlen was thinking that maybe it was part trauma, but also part cultural.
Well, I mean, there's the thing that we many times gloss over as people in a pen and paper game because we as human beings, don't want to deal with this too much. But, adventurers in these campaigns go through the most god-awful things. And hardly ever do you see a D&D adventurer with PTSD. Very unrealistic, but for a reason, obviously. Who wants to sit there and play a pen and paper game of PTSD the game? But because the character is experiencing it, just means that they're on some level realistic, if that makes sense. Like, it is completely understandable if a character who's just gone through what you guys have gone through is having trouble dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's never killed anybody before, and she feels like hugely, massively guilty. And
there was that bee you sat on once.
Oh, no. We chalked that up to natural causes. We don't talk about that.
Gravity's a bitch.
Yeah, that's part of the reason she didn't want to fight the imps, is that, like, she's not a person who invites conflict into her life. She was surrounded by people who loved her and who were willing to fight for her and die for her, and then they did, and now it's just her, and she's alone with all these strangers who are willing to get up and fight and kill, and she's terrified.
Yeah.
But you've got your soup pan.
That is true.
It's a pot, thank you.
Oh, that was the other thing too. Also, that I forgot to mention or ask was one of the devices was going to be the music box that was Bless. That there was that music box that Murie had, and Arlen was going to copy the tune, and you said something about maybe we should play that like in character.
Oh, right. Before you say walk off to buy me.
Fight? Yeah, or buy me.
Hey, who said anything about fighting? Hang on now.
No, that's my question. I mean, okay, so my question is, do you still want to play that or not? I mean, we can, because I also...
my suggestion as a GM, this is only a suggestion because, again, this is the player's arena, but given what's happened and how high emotions are running, Arlen's already made the device. Might not be a conversation that would happen because it just, the emotions are running kind of high right now. I don't see it going, and by the way.
No, I didn't mean right now. I'm saying, like, should Arlen play this before we've talked about it?
Yeah, why not? You made it, right?
Yeah, okay. Well, it was something else that we were retconning, but yeah.
Yeah, but we've said that Arlen's already made it, so sure. I mean, play it before you've talked about it. It'll give the characters something to talk about. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I do have...
To soothe. So to be clear, that's a song that was copied. There are 2 music sheets that can go into that music box and be played. So you just copied one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, Otto, you were saying?
Yeah. When do we get the anti-aircraft guns?
That's up to God.
Because so far, you're really letting us down here.
Are you the NPC night party?
Excuse me?
Because if you're not the NPC night party, you're not getting any anti-aircraft guns.
Hey, look, man, we're heading to the night party, evidently.
Yeah.
It's 1:00 in the afternoon.
I hadn't actually considered that when I just walked out the door.
Yeah. Did you just say it's 9:00 in the afternoon?
One.
No, it's
1 o'clock.
I you like 3 times now. No, there's a song by
9 in the afternoon. I know.
And it made me think of that. And I was like, wait a fucking
No. It's 1. We'd say maybe 1:30 in the afternoon because of the conversation that's happened. Maybe 2, but it's like mid-afternoon right now.
Yeah, a very spicy conversation just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Very spicy.
Don't apologize. It's
I made it PTSD the game, and I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Personally, I like that. Not that I like PTSD the game or whatever, but I do think that things should be addressed more and out in public. in society, and it makes characters more interesting. So
I don't think anyone should apologize if characters don't have conflict with each other and deal with that conflict. How do you expect them to attach to each other so that when you get later into the adventure and shit's starting going down, how do you expect them to care about each other? You need this kind of thing. So
ability. It's the reason you care for your bros in WoW. It's because they don't suck.
We have to save Murie. Why? She's the white mage.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to survive without our healer?
Yeah.
She's got 4 channel energies per day. That's definitely worth my life.
It's like, why are you so sad? We lost our tank. What's his name?
What's his name?
see, maybe this is why you shouldn't play RPGs with girls. No, I'm kidding.
Do they have a weapon? Are they on our side? I care about them.
No, I think Spiral can confirm. I don't think it's a girl thing. This group in particular, this channel, everyone, we're all thespians.
I'm just kidding. I mean, as you get to know me more, I hope you would see that was completely sarcastic.
No,
whatever, you drama queen. I see what's going on here.
You should see my emo character from Rifts. All right, back to the session. So,
okay. I'm sorry, you're not talking about Al, are you?
Yeah, I am. Well, he's not emo anymore, but man, there was a time.
Anyways.
Yeah. So. All right, so if you want to retroact a few things a little bit, for example, it's like 2 p.m. Are you guys still going to the butcher shop? You can. It's up to you.
Well, just so I understand correctly, they told you to ask for this at night, right? The night cut, ask at night?
No, they simply asked. They simply said ask for the special night cuts and get a good deal.
Oh, they didn't actually tell us to go there at night.
Right, they didn't say a specific time or anything.
Oh, fuck it, let's go. I'm cool.
Yeah, my suggestion, honestly, would be to kind of just keep a watch overnight, see if anything weird or suspicious happens, because the animal deliveries happen during the day, or at least in the morning. But we haven't really observed it at night. They could be doing sneaky, suspicious things then. So, just kind of like get a look at the rest of the day. Anyways.
Hang on, because I keep forgetting exactly. So this is what they actually said. Ask for the night's special cuts. I keep miswording it.
Okay.
But they didn't say you need to go at a certain time or anything. They said just ask for that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that if they're actually like bringing people in, like unless they're pulling some like underground tunnel shit, then they're going to be bringing like things into the butcher shop at night. That's the most likely scenario.
Have we determined if there's a back door to this place or not?
Otto searches his memory.
I would assume if they're serving people
for his time.
Not going to bring them in through the front door.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Was there any people who went in to get a cut of meat that didn't come out?
No.
Okay.
No, the only thing that looked even somewhat unusual was when they closed the door for 15 minutes and then opened it again, and that guy came out with his meat, and then they started people coming back in. But other than that, no. And
did that guy have an eye patch? Did he know anything about the night's special cuts?
He didn't have an eye patch, as far as Otto can tell.
Oh, and who was the main guy that we were supposed to be looking for? Or who's in charge of all this?
Van What a god-awful name.
Yeah, it took me 5 minutes to be like, how do I even? Like, this name is like, here, I'll put it in for you. So that his name is Varric Van Casterkin.
All right.
I just looked at that and I'm like, what?
Varric Van Casterkin, Chrysidia Croft, like, are they pulling some Marvel shit? Like,
welcome to Corvusa.
Ostentatious names 101. Seriously.
All right. Yeah. So Arlen thinks that we should definitely go have Otto go back and ask for the special night cuts, but also ask around for if anybody knows anything about Van Casterkin, or if we can figure out some information on who the other people are, just do some more canvassing before we actually
bust down the doors.
Yes, and also look around, try and get a outward lay of the area. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
That's what Arlen's goal is right now. Is to look around, talk to some people in the area, figure out like at least what externally the butcher shop and everything looks like. Probably before Otto goes in and talks to them for the night special cut. Okay. And then we can all get together. Since some of us don't have walkie-talkies anymore.
Well, here's a question. Why wait? They're not going to kill me.
Hey, man, all of those walkie-talkies are in safe hands. Thank you.
We're acting like...
They're just not in Murie's safe hands.
We're like making the assumption that...
is kind of good.
Sorry, Otto's trying to talk.
We're making the assumption that asking for the night special cuts is going to like trigger something or cause some sort of irreparable event where we can't go back. It's like, this is just more information too, right? And it's the best we've got. Why don't we just go do it?
I agree, but I would also like to see the exterior of the area before we do that. Because if something does happen or you get thrown out, you know, and they're like, we don't know you when we shut down or whatever.
Well, you're more than welcome to just go walk around the butcher shop.
Yeah, that's what I think Arlen wants to do while Otto's asking and stuff. And maybe in a way it is kind of good that Flack has a walkie-talkie because he'll be at the orphanage and can talk to the other people.
Out of range.
That is way out of your range.
That's true. Darn.
It has like a few hundred feet.
Okay. Fine. I was trying to make a positive spin, but yeah. Anyways.
Flack has one of your weird science devices. I don't know how that's not a positive spin in and of itself. Alright, so we'll say you guys make your way back towards the butcher shop. It's around 2 in the afternoon or so. Give me a second. I'm going to move you guys back over to the butcher shop map. I have revealed all the areas around the shop so that we can say like you just, walked around it. And then walking around it real quick, let me make sure you guys have control to your tokens, which you don't for some reason. So Arlen, you will find that there is a pin to the... Hang on, sorry, I'm trying to multitask, and that's making me sound like a robot. Okay, everyone should have control of their tokens now. So over here is the livestock pin. You can see inside it. There are 2 pigs in there, just like in the morning, Otto. Those 2 pigs are still there. All of this is wall, so you can't really see past it. In fact, actually, here, I'll go ahead and reveal this part because you'd be able to see this from the outside.
See the pigs.
There you go. So imagine there's 2 pigs in there. And then around back, there's really no other doors. The only other door you see is the bottom left corner. There's a door that is locked.
And is there a door at the pig pen? What is that?
Yeah. Here. There's like a door right here. Yeah, that's a door to the inside the house. Correct.
Okay. And then
there's like a latch for the pig pen, like right here.
Is this a 1-story house or?
No, it's it has a second story, but you can see from there the second story is much smaller than the first story. Mm-hmm. Maybe only a few rooms.
Okay. What are these?
What are what?
The
doors.
thing I'm okay.
Like doors that go into the building. So there's a door here, a door there, a door here.
Okay.
And a door here, and then this door.
Okay.
Well, sorry, less doors and more
Like a barn door kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They're bigger than the normal doors. But they all appear to be closed.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so, Otto, you just going straight in?
Well, I'm assuming the door's closed, right?
No, the door's open right now.
Oh. Yeah, I'll go in and ask for the night's special cuts.
So you go in. You see the same two gentlemen from before. The one that was called Beldrago, that is the one behind the counter. He's a bit portly. He's wearing a chainmail shirt that's just a little too small for him, and he's a little bit wheezy.
Got a little bit of a muffin top.
I'm sorry, Mulder. Mulder was his name, and that's the one that's just a bit portly. And then you've got another guy over here. He's tall, and he's got the bushy eyebrows that merge into one just above his big, flat nose. Those are the same two guys in almost the exact same position you saw them yesterday. And when you come in, the one with the tall one says, "We're at a meet today. Come back tomorrow."
So just to set the scene a little bit, I'm not wearing a disguise or anything at the moment, so I just look like a pretty regular kind of dude in armor, which I guess I don't know if that's regular or not.
It's not unseen, but it's not regular either.
Right. Okay, so then I would say, well, you might be at a meet, but do you have any of the night's special cuts?
The two men look
and
at
I'd
each
wink
other
at him.
Immediately.
Wink.
They look at each other immediately, and then they look back to Otto, and again, the taller one says, looks you up and down. "I don't know if you need this night's special cut. You sure?"
I got some friends who could really use it.
And he like taps his nose, and then he'll come over around you and close the door. He'll kind of like look left, look right, and close the door. And as he closes the door, the portly guy, the kind of wheezy one, goes, "All right, so here's the deal. 50 gold pieces for whoever you want roughed up, and you get the job done. And I promise you, they'll never bother you again."
Perfect. There's a nobleman in town named Jim. And I would pass over 50 gold to these guys.
Okay. And
Jim Sheridan was his name, if I recall.
God damn it.
The return of Jim. He's just going to be a recurring theme in the rest of this campaign, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Why not? No one remembers him. He pockets the gold and he says, "Where do we find Jim?"
Last I heard, he was at the what was the name of that guard tower where we sold the shiver? I can't remember.
Oh, the Citadel.
Yeah, he was seen at the Citadel.
Oh, it's Citadel Volshnik.
Seen at Citadel Volshnik in the past couple of days.
They look at each other, and they look back to you. "Yeah, that's not a place we're keen to go. Anywhere else we could find this nobleman?"
So I have to find him for you? What kind of an operation are you guys running?
The tall, bushy one like kind of crosses his arms. "Look, a simple operation. You pay us money, we beat the hell out of whoever's giving you trouble. We didn't say we track them down for you."
So you beat him up, and then what? What if I want him dead?
They kind of look at each other again and look at you. "You the guard?"
Do I look like a guard?
a bad answer.
Roll me a diplomacy.
$8.
Oh my god, you have a minus to your diplomacy?
I get -4 to all charisma checks because people can't remember me.
Right.
Yeah.
The one standing next to you kind of backs up a bit, and he goes, "You know what? No deal. I don't think we are offering any services. It must have been a mistake." And the big one behind the counter says, "Yeah, must have the wrong people. Sorry about that, but there's the door."
You guys seem useless
Do you
anyways.
get your money back?
Yeah, I take my money and
Yeah, okay.
walk out the door, I guess.
Okay. He walks back out. You guys see Otto emerge with a pouch of gold. It looks like his pouch.
So how
And
did it go? What happened?
And they close the door behind you.
Let's go back to the orphanage.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not terribly far away.
yeah, back to the home and tell the quick tale of how they apparently are running a, what is that, extortion?
A beat 'em up
No.
operation.
Yeah, they're basically just roughing people up for cash, which still doesn't really explain the meat thing.
It's
Probably when the beating gets out of hand. If they go too far.
I guess, yeah, you can get rid of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder where all the bones are, though.
Probably
What if
in
they
the
don't know?
soup.
In the soup.
What if
This looks an awful lot like a human femur. Must be just coincidence.
Haven't you guys ever had tonkotsu? Like
I
Japanese
just-
ramen? They boil the bones down.
No, I know.
Like, matter of fact, Arlen's been thinking about this. Yeah, no, it's probably the soup. That's how I do it.
You know, it's how you get that nice, thick, rich, gelatinous broth.
I think you've seen one too many episodes of CSI or something.
Or Dexter.
Yeah.
Or I cook with bones.
Chew.
Okay, so Hannibal.
No, like, clearly
Alright.
you guys don't eat a lot of Asian cuisine.
Excuse me?
You know what I'm
You wanna-
talking
you
about
wanna
then.
rephrase that statement?
Personally, I try to avoid putting bones in my food.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're
Anyways.
talking about. Anyway, so you guys make it back to the orphanage, and Otto recounts the tale of how they are running some sort of hired thug operation in addition to the meat.
Now, this out of character, remind me again, what exactly did the guard want us to prove or do?
To bring him back, dead or alive.
Oh, yeah, no, Cressidia Croft wanted you to bring Van Casterkin back alive if possible, dead if at all costs. But the point was to bring him back alive and detained so that he doesn't become like a martyr or assigned to other guards to revolt or anything of that nature. But better to kill him if you must than for him to keep doing whatever it is that's going on.
Have
Okay.
we actually seen him at all?
Nope. Otto's only seen 2 people. The same 2 each time.
Do you think he knows? Do you think Van Kaskerkin knows?
I mean,
Probably.
he's supposed to be running this entire operation. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Here's my idea. We go back, we hire them proper, and I don't screw around and mess it up. And then when they leave to go rough up whoever we say, could be imaginary person number 2 over at Jagger Circle or whatever, we follow the guys that go out and rough them up instead. Huh?
Well, we see. I like the idea of. I'm not so sure I like the idea of roughing them up instead, but I do like the idea of sending them to find them. Javargo, where was he supposed to be at that seedy bar place?
Javargo?
Yeah, he seems
He's
like
at
a
Eel's
known
End.
name.
Yeah. Javargo was at Eel's End, which is a like a bunch of ships tied together over here. That's like a big casino and other stuff.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be like a rough area.
Pay you $50 to beat up like Al Pacino.
I'm not saying beat up Al Pacino. I'm saying that's where we can say John Sheridan is.
Jim
Sheridan.
I've already heard that name.
Yeah, the name won't work anymore because I'll remember that.
Okay. Well,
then you need to come up with another equally genius name.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Bones?
I will let you know, not to dissuade you in any way, shape, or form, but simply because it's been a few sessions. Cressidia Croft did tell you guys to stay away from Dervago until she has more information, because he can be an incredibly dangerous person.
I wasn't implying to go after Dervago. I just didn't remember the name that he hangs out at, and I knew that was a seedy place.
You know,
Sorry, I spend way too much time in the lab. I don't know much about rough and tumble parts of town.
The other thing we could do is get a few of them to leave by going to go rough somebody up, and then storm the place while half of them are gone.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking.
Do you assume that 2 is half of the operation?
Well, they're the only people that we've seen.
Those are the
Otto starts counting on his fingers. 2, 5, 6. Yes. Right?
I mean,
if you see the same cashier at the store every day, does that mean that that's the only cashier at the store? Yes. And that's the only person that works there? Yes.
I'm sorry, but I don't respond well to this kind of disillusionment, okay? Just leave me alone.
What do you mean NPCs have lives?
But we can also at least see how many people leave to go rough somebody up.
Plus, that's assuming all 5 or 7 or however many are in there.
Well, so wait, are we having this conversation back at the orphanage, or are we just like a couple of blocks away?
I thought we
Erlin
went back.
figured it was at the orphanage.
Yeah, I think we all went home. So, call it a night.
No,
we walked there and back, and that was enough work for all of us.
Yeah, just like Bilbo.
Yeah, it is.
So it's just a quick, safe place we can have a chat. You know, Arlen thinks, I think that we should go back. I agree, hire the person proper, see who leaves, if anybody, when they leave, and maybe start tailing people or something.
I still think that we should, at least for one night, just kind of like observe and see if anything weird happens, because weird things always happen at night.
I agree. Yes.
Okay, so let's put that up to a vote first. Do you guys, so Amelia and Arlen want to watch it overnight. Do Murie and Otto have any objections to that?
That sounds fun.
Sure. Plus, I have night vision.
Okay. So, we can handle that fairly narratively. You're not sneaking into enemy territory or anything. You're just camping out and watching a stakeout. So
I'll bring the s'mores.
Easy enough.
Are there any empty buildings around, or
not that are obviously empty? No.
What kind of district is this? Is it purely mercantile, or?
No. North Point has plenty of residents around. In fact, there's a couple of residents in the area. Give me a second here. While I pull up something for you. If you ask around a little bit at North Point, you can find there's a studio that's available. It's not that it's empty, but the owner is willing to rent it to you for 10 gold a month. A studio is basically like a one-room apartment.
How much for the night?
We want to be able to see this thing from all sides, so we can monitor all the doors.
Not even gonna bring your own bed, Jesus.
He's only willing to rent it for the month.
Oh, well.
So 10 gold or nothing.
That's fine. We can rent it and sublet it later.
We starting a business here? What's going on?
I don't know if the homeowners associations.
They tend to frown on subletting. It's usually in their east.
Why doesn't each of us just pick a corner, watch the building, and we'll keep in contact with the Walkie-Talkies?
We can only talk to Erlin through the Walkie-Talkies.
And she can talk to us.
That's true. She can.
Yes, I can. How did this work? Those nearby can hear the message. You can point your finger at each creature you want to receive the message. When you whisper, the message is audible to all targeted creatures within range.
That does mean that they have to be within her view. So, for example, if you're on each corner, there's 2 she can talk to, but a 3rd that she cannot.
The message does not have to travel in a straight line. It can circumvent a barrier if there is an open path between you and the subject. I don't think you actually have to have line of sight.
Well, the weird thing is you have to point to them. How do you know where they are if you can't see them?
Maybe you have to point to them, but then they can move on and it persists.
That's possible.
Because obviously, if it clearly states it goes around a barrier, then that's not line of sight.
So here's what I'm going to say. I'll just make a quick ruling, because technically this is radio waves and all that. As long as they're within... I'll tell you this, Sib. As long as they're within your range and you have a general idea of where they are, it'll work.
Okay.
So on that last corner, you have a general direction, that's fine. But if, they're somewhere in the building, but you don't know where, that won't work.
Yeah, okay. And I mean, technically, there's only 2 people that have them, so...
Oh, that again. Yes. Okay.
So who's pairing up with Murie?
Then we don't have eyes on all 4 corners. No, I suppose one corner doesn't have a door, though. Anyway, whatever. Let's just say we cover all the exits to see if anything's coming or going out of the building. Sure. And we watch it, and then that's really easy.
Let me throw you back over there real quick.
Actually, Murie can just stay with Arlen. That way, our night vision has direct contact with, the person who can get a direct contact with everyone else.
So, Otto is right. So you would need someone like here, probably here.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you both half-elves?
Then if you do it here, you could also, you could have all 4 corners.
And there's no door here anyway, so yeah.
Because I don't have night vision.
Half elves have they don't have night vision or dark vision. They have
infravision, don't they?
No, they can see better. Yeah, they have dim light. They can see better than humans, but they can't see quite like Murie can. And where your vision, you can see in total darkness, and it's kind of just monochrome. It's like black and white for you. Mm-hmm. But Arlen and Amelia can see better than Otto, but they still can't see in total darkness.
Well, I think Otto will.
Otto's gonna sit in the dark for a while.
No, I'm gonna stay on the street, which I'm assuming the front door faces the street.
Yes, correct.
So I can just sit across the street and cast light on my my bag or something, and just sit there.
How about you carry a lamp?
I can cast light. How do I need to carry a lamp for?
Yeah, kind of is.
He has his own. He can make one.
Okay, so Otto's there. Who wants this corner and who wants the back corner?
Arlen's gonna. Yeah, Arlen's where she's going to be. So.
Got it. So Amelia takes it back. All right, and you guys are gonna watch the whole night, or I'll just go through the night and then you can decide at some point if you want to do something else.
Are we all just chilling on the street? Because Murie would probably want to be a little bit up high. Yeah. She'll probably climb onto something like a building.
Sure.
So that she has a better view.
I'm not going to make you roll for it. You could just take 10. Wouldn't be an issue. So you could climb up onto the tops of one of the buildings nearby. But most of the buildings, just so you know, 2 stories is about the highest they get in this general area.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. So, night starts to fall, and the door closes on the inside, and then about 2 or 3 hours pass, you don't see much. The top floor looks like there's maybe 2 rooms up there. There's lights showing from them. You get to about 11 o'clock at night or so, and the door opens, and 4 men come out. 2 are the one that you knew before, or you've seen before, and 2 others that you have not seen before, but don't match Van Kastriken's description. Then the 4 of them take a right and march off down the road somewhere.
Otto starts counting on his fingers.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Murie, Arlen, and Otto all saw that. Amelia, you haven't seen anything yet.
I ain't seen shit.
Ain't seen shit yet.
Should we roll like stealthy shit or?
No, not if you're not moving. If you're not, well, you know what? Go ahead and do it because you never know. You could roll a 1. But go ahead and roll stealth.
Like all of us?
Well, Otto's not going to have to. He's very.
That's good.
Well, never mind. Yeah, because they're obviously going to see you. You're sitting over there with a light spell on yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I'm hidden.
They just don't really pay much attention to you.
So Arlen rolls a 16 for stealth.
Why the fuck did you make me do that? Oh, Laura!
Well, technically, I'm the one that made you roll.
Yeah. I'm on top of a building. A 1, like, at worst I fall off the fucking building.
No, you're not going to fall off the building. You, when they come out, though, you make a noise, and they look up and see you on top of the building.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. It's like, oops, I hooted. Damn it.
They look up and they see you, and someone on top of the building, that's a little odd.
There we go. That's also not a very human silhouette, sorry.
Right, I understand.
Maybe they just assume you're an owl. That's a big owl.
That's a big owl.
It's like the secret of Nim Owl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Murie rolled a 3 and Amelia rolled a 13.
Murie rolled a natural 1. So.
Yeah.
Amelia rolled a 13. Okay, so they see you. Murie, they see you. They point up to you. They talk to themselves a little bit. Otto, Arlen, you're a little too far away. And then one of them just shrugs, and then they take off down the street towards the right.
Whew. So and Arlen's kind of relaying everything that's going on to Amelia.
She's done it, folks. She's fucked up.
Hours start to pass. 1 hour, 2 hour. You still see the light on the second floor, and you see shadow of someone moving inside. You can't really tell who or anything. There's shutters there, but there's obviously a light, and there's obviously someone that passes back and forth between it from time to time.
We're going to take this opportunity to relocate.
Okay. Sure.
Probably over to Amelia's side of the house.
Okay. So you're heading down to Amelia's side?
Yeah.
3 hours pass. Amelia and Murie, give me a perception check.
Oh, boy.
Murie, add 2 to yours. No, I'm sorry. Actually, I should be doing it this way. Amelia, subtract 2 from yours.
Why? Well, just like you pulled up mine, so let me just do it now.
Because it's dark.
What is it? Perception.
All right.
So help me God. Oh,
so is that Mary? Did you roll a 10 or a 12?
A 10. No. Did you want me to add 2 to that?
Yeah, 2. Oh, sorry. No, you're right. You just subtracting things. So you're right. I'm forgetting myself. So you rolled a 10, and Amelia.
God help me.
I'm trying.
No, you're not. You are doing me no.
You don't know that. For all you know, I could have stopped thousands from killing you by now. You don't know.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Nice work.
Right.
Fuck my life.
Nailed that.
So, it gets very, very dark. It's like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning right now, and all of the lights up in the second floor have gone out. Most of the lights around you have gone out. Murie, you can see because of your night vision. Amelia, even with your dim vision, it's hard to see what's going on. But you do finally notice that the 4 men come back, and they enter in through this door down here, and they're carrying some large bundle between the two of them. The bundle it's hard to tell from where you are and how dark it is. Murie, it's even for your night vision, it's really kind of hard to tell. It's large enough that 2 people need to carry it, but it's wrapped up in some sort of bag or bundle or something. They enter in through the door, close the door behind them with a click, and that's all you see of that.
Do I hear it lock behind them?
Yes.
I almost died.
It's a person.
I was waiting for that. More specifically, I was waiting for it's people.
It's people.
Another hour passes. Another 2 hours. You're getting close to daylight. It's been very quiet inside. Or at least, I mean, from what you can hear. You can't really hear what's going on inside, but you don't see anything.
What time is it at this point?
4 a.m.
Is the light still on upstairs?
No, the light went out before they even came back.
Okay. And did the person going back and forth, did it have the same body shape? So maybe a safe assumption that it was one person, or were there like multiple body shapes? Could that be seen?
Roll me a perception check.
Go.
Ba-ba-ba, 23.
Arlen rolled a 23.
It seemed like it was just one person.
Okay. So, Otto was close. 2 people were kind of half. Maybe.
That's at least 5, if not more.
Sure, but I'm not counting people in half, so we can round up or down. Anyways.
Around 4:30 or so, one of the people again comes out through the front door and heads off this direction.
Is it Fatty or Unibrow or somebody else?
It's Unibrow.
Okay.
Otto and Amelia. Otto, do you still have your light spell on?
Yes.
All right. All right, he doesn't remember. All right. Wait a second. How long does your light spell last?
It's a cantrip.
Oh,
so
okay.
I can just keep recasting it.
So forever.
Yeah.
Forever. All right.
This is the light that never ends.
he comes out, locks the door behind him, looks at you, grumbles something about early risers, and then heads off this direction. Arlen, roll me a stealth check.
At what time approximately is this?
4:30 a.m.
Okay.
So is this actual Arlen or Amelia Arlen?
No, Arlen. And
Okay.
Not Murie, because Murie is down where Amelia is right now.
So Arlen rolls a whopping 6. Sorry. Stealth check of 6.
That's fine. All right. So he walks right past, doesn't notice you. Luckily, you're not trying to move or anything, so it's not hard. Another hour passes. And then right around 6 a.m., the sun's going to start rising.
Wait,
soon.
where did he go?
He went
left
to the left.
Oh, I thought he rounded the corner and
No.
disappeared. What?
And then, right around 6 a.m., the sun's going to start rising soon. And on Otto, this is right about the time you came yesterday. Give me a second. Why is it? All right. All right. He comes back with one cow, the bushy brows, and puts the cow into the pen here, and then goes back inside.
So now there's 2 pigs and a cow?
No, the pigs are gone.
Okay.
The pigs were gone when you got there during the evening. So sometime between when you left at 1 p.m. and got back in the evening, the pigs were something happened to them. So
something.
Yeah, it's not hard to guess what. My God, it's pork.
Did they take a vacation?
They went the way of the people.
All right. So it's 6 a.m. now. There's starting to be a line gathering for the morning's meet. You guys want to hang out more?
I'm tired. Otto's tired.
Amelia wants to try something.
Okay.
She's going to say, if several of us go into the line and get meat, we can see if it is consistent. That way we know if there is perhaps like the ratio of normal meat to not.
Sure. We can also have Otto try to put a hit out on John Sheridan or somebody else.
Jim.
Sheridan.
John Sheridan's the guy from Babylon 5. This is Jim Sheridan.
Sorry.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him. He destroyed a Minbari cruiser once.
Sorry, Jim Sheridan or his brother, Jim's other brother.
No, God.
Also not John, perhaps Bob Sheridan.
Anyways.
All right, so do you guys want to get in line to get more meat, or are you headed back to the orphanage?
Amelia.
Or is Otto going back in?
I'm going to say that I think that it's like 100% conclusive at this point. They are definitely killing people, and the meat will be inconsistent because they're mixing it in with the livestock. I'm not sure we're going to get any extra information from that.
Yeah, they saw me or someone that looked like me last night, so I'm going home.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any reason for you guys to reveal yourselves to these people. That seems like a waste.
We are really exploiting the fact that you're cursed, Otto.
I know. It's awesome.
We might as well get something out of that.
I do feel awfully exploited.
Otto gets out of it, but you know what? We really benefit.
Yep.
Letta's sitting at home right now wondering where her father is.
Hey, I'm saving the town stuff.
Not that she knows.
Yep.
Yeah, well.
All right, so you guys head back to the orphanage and get some rest?
Yes.
Sure.
You find that slightly difficult, only because you do get a full rest, but it takes longer than usual because you're constantly disturbed by the fact that you live in an orphanage and it's daytime.
And it's full cast.
Yep.
So probably after like the third time that somebody wakes Erlin up, she's going to go to the lab.
Mure's not even going to try. She's lived with kids. She knows the deal.
The lab is like an hour's walk away almost. You're just going to trudge all the way to the lab?
Yep.
Arlen's like half asleep, just walking.
You can't just make yourself some earplugs?
Well, actually, I have earplugs, but I also want to do some stuff. And that's actually true. I have earplugs. Anybody want earplugs?
No.
So you're not getting rest?
Well, yeah. She's... Yeah, but she's going to be there for...
stuff at the same time.
No, but she's going to get a full rest.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
And then do some stuff.
So basically, tack on 8 hours to whatever you want to make, and it'll be that long before you come back to the orphanage.
I don't have to. Okay, that's fine.
Or however long you want to work on whatever it is, obviously. It's not like you cannot leave until it's done.
Yeah, I'll show up around like 4.
Why don't we take like a full day where everybody gets to rest and everybody gets to, so we make sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody gets a little bit of downtime.
So yeah, that's true. Arlen's gonna check before she just walks off and figure out the plan.
Every day we let these guys go, they seem to be murdering someone and feeding them to the population. Time is of the essence. Just saying.
So I think that we should, order a hit out on somebody, and then when they leave to go find this fictitious person, we will see who's inside.
Oh. Okay, real quick. Oh, Jesus. Real quick, I'm an idiot. We should totally tell Croft about what the hell we think is going on, and we can essentially order a hit on an imaginary person and have her and a couple of the guards essentially have an ambush ready for, like, if something goes horribly, horribly wrong. Didn't they hire us for the express purpose that they don't have guards on standby? Oh.
We can talk to Cressida, though, as well.
Technically, they hired you for the express purpose that sending guards to deal with this might ruin the guard's reputation even more.
Yeah.
I'll go talk to Cressida.
I'll be happy to do that any day of the week.
Yeah,
maybe about your weird device.
That's fine. I can leave that. That's fine.
I'll walk and work. It'll be fine.
Priorities.
Yes, definitely priorities.
All right, so you guys are getting a full rest. Arlen's going to go see Cressidia, and then you guys are going to meet back at the I'm guessing the plan is to be back at the orphanage early evening-ish?
Mm-hmm. Amelia will go with her.
Okay, so you both go to Citadel Volshnik.
Real quick, do we want to do the ordering at the hit out on someone?
You should contact the guards first so that we know whether or not they're in or not.
No. Here's what I'm trying to say. Why would we do that when we know for a fact that they leave every night? 4 of them leave.
We don't know that they leave every night.
If they do it again, we know that 4 of them are going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
If we order out a hit, we don't know that all 4 of them are going to leave.
I would assume.
I would recommend tailing them when they go out.
It stands to reason that the 4 of them was their hit squad, and so they probably send the 4 guys out every time. Right?
So let's also see what Cressida says. If she allows us to order a hit and they're gonna pick up the guys or not. I mean, my guess is she might have a little bit more experience with some of this.
And also it might be important for her to know that her former guard is possibly feeding people to people.
Yeah. The real question is, what are the entrapment laws in Corvosa? Because
flexible.
Yeah. Like sure. People's necks. Flexible.
Stretchable.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so Arlen and Amelia go to Citadel Volshnik. You do find Cressidia there. She, much like before, looks like she's not getting a lot of rest, but she carries it well. And she motions you to sit down.
Those bags under your eyes look really good.
Yeah. It's one of those things you can tell she's tired, but when she moves, the way she sits, her posture's still erect. The way she speaks, she doesn't sound tired or act tired, but she looks tired. She sits you down. She says, "So, how goes the investigation?"
Amelia. Yeah, Amelia looks at Arlen to break the news.
It's people. I'm not there.
That's pretty much what she's waiting for.
Not so good. Yeah. So we went to the butcher shop and we got some samples of the meat and we had it analyzed and it's people.
I'm sorry, wait, analyzed?
Well, looked at. I took it to one of the professors at the university and he said that it's not a typical farm animal, and his best understanding, well, he was really confident that it was a sentient being, perhaps a human or elf.
Wait, you're saying that they are giving out sentient people's meat?
Yeah, some of the meat, not all of it, but some of it is definitely people. So, and as Arlen's saying this, she's kind of fiddling with stuff and something in her hand, kind of looking down.
Did she bring it with her?
No, she didn't bring the meat with her. She's fiddling with a piece of twine, as I actually really am doing right now. So.
That's horrible. Okay.
And also,
It also seems that they are running a what did Otto call it? A hit
hit squad.
Yes.
For hire.
Out of the... no, go ahead. She kind of like shrinks back into her chair.
We know that there are two people. I want to say one is Mulder, and the other one, I'm not sure of his name, but he's a unibrow. Yeah, unibrow. And so if you go in and ask for the nightly special cut, then they allow you to put a hit out on somebody to rough them up. And we think that perhaps sometimes it gets a little bit out of hand, and that's what they bring back to the butcher shop.
When we tried to press on whether or not this was actually going to be a killing, they it seemed to spook them a bit. They assumed we were guard. Well, our friend was guard. Otto was guard.
Who?
Just a friend of ours.
He's assisting with the investigation.
I have not met him. I'm not well, alright. I'll trust that you know what you're doing. So,
yeah,
you think that they are hiring themselves out to kill people and then serving them as meat. Do you have any evidence of this? Something hard, something that's undeniable.
In addition to the samples of meat?
Unfortunately, here's the thing. I personally don't need proof. I trust your word. And if you have a way of taking care of this, then please, with all haste, do it. But if you're asking for the guard to, say, storm them and arrest them, given their public opinion of them right now, we would need some way of, beyond a shadow of a doubt, showing that this is what is happening.
We were wondering maybe more if you could assist us. We think that the hit squad is a 4-man group, and our current plan was to maybe put out a hit on a fictitious person and tell them a specific place and location, and maybe have you or some other people there to meet them and detain them while we go in and gather more evidence.
Oh, that's something that I think I can arrange.
That would be very helpful. The less people there while we're looking around, safer for everybody involved.
Real quick, Squee. When the four-man group left, the person pacing in the second floor was still there, correct?
Correct.
Correct. There will still be, from what we've observed, at least one person still in the shop, but it would certainly help a great deal, knowing that we would have a decent amount of time to investigate.
Chrysidia sits forward with like a new like fire in her eyes, and she goes, "All right, hire them out for a hit. Tell them it's a woman giving you problems named Cressy, and that they can find him on the tavern at the corner of Okanoa Street in Old Corvosa. I'll be waiting for him."
Not you by yourself, I hope.
Do we now have permission to call her Cressy?
She has given no such permission.
No, but that would still be funny.
I wouldn't want your pretty face to be harmed in any way.
Without seeming to register your comment, she says, "Worry about getting in there and finding evidence or taking down whoever's left. If we can do this quietly, all the better. I'll worry about the hit squad."
Your lack of subtlety is only outmatched by her obliviousness.
Just a little bit. Is there anything else you can think of that we should keep an eye out for while we're there?
Butcher knives? She shrugs.
I
don't know.
We'll definitely take that under advisement. So, unless you have anything else you want to talk about or anything.
Are you talking to Amelia or Chrysidia?
I'm pretty sure she's talking to Lady Croft.
Okay, got it.
Lady Croft.
She says, "No, thank you, but I'm very busy. Just relay what I said. We'll be ready."
Okay, Cressy at Okinawa Street in Old Corvosa.
And she pauses. "You don't tell anyone else about that name."
Absolutely not.
Amelia nods fervently.
It'll be our secret. And Arlen kind of winks at her.
She nods. Thank you.
All right, Amelia, shall we?
Yes, let's go put out a hit, she says very unconvincingly.
All right, you guys make your way back to the orphanage. We'll say again, everyone gathers around early evening-ish, say 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
You relay the information back to the group. So, what's step number, I don't know, what are we at, like G?
Oh!
Step number G.
Real quick, can I retcon something real quick?
Yes, maybe.
Otto mentioned how much it would cost, correct?
Yeah, 50 gold.
50 gold.
Amelia would put that forward in the possibility that she might be willing to front some of that because Amelia's poor, man. 50 gold is a lot.
She's willing to front you, forward you that part of your reward.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, how do you want to go about this? What's the plan now? It's 5, 6 in the evening. Apparently, Chrysidia is going to have a surprise party for the hit squad while you guys sneak in. You still got to put the hit. What's the next step?
I suppose Otto needs to go do the thing.
We're gonna send in the Invisible Man.
Sure.
Getting all the can out of it.
Actually, do you think it would look odd, a guy putting out a hit on a girl?
Not really.
I see what you're saying, and you feel free. Totally. That's my look. If I have to roll diplomacy again, all right. So this is our moment. We're going for the gustos. So do it up.
Yeah. So you better cast guidance now.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're not one of those guards, are you?
I mean,
no.
I mean, Amelia and Arlen would be much less conspicuous, I suppose.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
So,
maybe not Murie.
So, are you guys going to go put the hit out, and then is everyone going to be waiting by the butcher shop?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to hang out the whole night at the butcher shop.
Well, we need to know when they leave. It may not be at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah. We can take shifts this time.
Yeah, but what?
Someone keep an eye out.
So that run back to the orphanage, get everyone, and run back again.
Well, no. Like we take a post in one section, and everyone takes turns keeping watch.
Yeah, I agree. I think, we can have one position and everybody can take turns rotating in and out a little bit further away. So maybe not all of us have to roll stealth checks. And others can eat or something.
As long as someone doesn't snore like a fucking rhino, we should be good.
All right then. So first things first. You guys, you get readied up. You get all geared up, ready to go. You get there. Arlen and Amelia, you gotta go place a hit.
Goody! Never done that before.
This is good practice for real life.
Yeah, exactly. Just call this butcher shop the Deep Web.
Oh god.
The dark web?
Sure, why not?
I believe it's the Deep Web.
I don't know.
All right, so. Okay. So you walk in. It's like I said, it's 6:30 in the evening. The sun's getting ready to set. And you see what Otto's been seeing this whole time. You see two guys up front. And the tall, skinny one looks up and says, "Oh, hello there. What are you?
Completely uncomfortable.
What are you fine-looking ladies doing this time of night?"
Amelia steps forward and goes, "Actually, we were hoping to ask about the night's special cuts."
They look at each other. "Oh, of course." And the tall guy walks around Amelia far closer than he really needs to and reaches behind her and shuts the door and then literally just reaches over and squeezes her bottom.
Oh!
And as he does it, he says, "Someone giving you a problem there, sweetie? We could take care of it."
Oh, we would greatly appreciate it. Just us two girls. We really need a strong man's help.
She says through gritted teeth.
Well,
see, there's this lady, this girl, Cressy, I think is her name, and
she's been causing us a great deal of issue. We were hoping you could take care of that.
Yeah.
Oh, we can take care of it. It's 50 gold. Or we could work other things out.
Well, you seem like such a nice guy, and
that would really require the act done first, I would think.
Roll me a diplomacy check, one of you.
Really? How hard is it to say rain check? I don't know.
But you're not checking for rain. You're checking for diplomacy.
Please, for the love of God. Yes!
Okay.
Yes! So Arlen got a 13, and Amelia got a 20. Finally.
Yes.
The one behind the counter, the portly one, says, "No can do. Goods up front." And the tall one kind of, like, puts a hand on Amelia's chin and kind of, like, tilts your head back and goes, "I don't know. Might be worth it." All right, sweetie. We'll take care of your little problem for you this Cressy. Promise you, after tonight she'll never bug you again. Then, where do we go to settle up?
Well, we...
Out of character, I totally can't remember.
Okinawa Street in Old Corvosa. So...
Tavern on the corner.
Yeah. What they said.
Okay.
Or Arlen could have said that. Cause
yes, Arlen says...
Trying real hard not to say something else.
There's an old tavern on the corner of Okinawa Street in Old Corvosa. That's where we hear that she harasses people from, where she runs her quote-unquote business.
I see. Well, don't worry, sweetie. We'll take care of her real good. Rough her up nice. And then you're going to meet us here tomorrow afternoon. And his hand that's on your chin kind of tightens. Don't make us come looking for you.
Oh, we wouldn't dream of standing up such handsome men as yourself.
How is Amelia reacting to this? Is she stomaching it? You have his hand clamped on your chin. Yeah.
I had to roll for sitting on top of a building.
And Arlen's kind of like...
What is this, a constitution check?
No.
As Arlen says this, she kind of puts her hand on the guy's arm, sort of suggestively, like flirtatiously. To draw his attention away from Amelia.
The lesbian and the ace trying to seduce people. This is great.
He goes, "All right. Well then, see you then, little ones." And he gives you like little
tight-lipped smile.
And he gives you like a little like air smooch.
See you later, big boy.
Jesus Christ.
This is not awkward at all.
Oh, God.
All right, so you two are ushered out. Not having to pay 50 gold, apparently.
Anything to get out of paying those fuckers, God.
Okay, so you guys get out and then take up positions.
Oh my God.
So
as they're like settling down, Amelia's just like physically like scrubbing off her like arms and her just like just like
you have
visibly repulsed.
Yep.
All right. So about 3 or 4 hours pass until it's about 10 o'clock at night. And right around 10 p.m., doors open. Same 4 guys walk out, close the door behind them, take off for Old Corvosa.
Alright, we should probably give it like, well, how long were they gone before?
Well,
3 hours.
I'm going to say that they'll be gone this time the whole time because the guards are going to get them.
Well, yeah, but I'm just...
they were gone about 3 hours.
Okay. I say we give it like 15 minutes for them to like be well out of sight and like gone, and then we head in.
Yep.
So while during that 15 minutes, Arlen pulls out this little music box and starts playing it, and she does so. It essentially, well, where is it?
Do you have a melody in mind?
I don't know. It was just a melody that I found around the house. Hold on.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur,
Oh.
What? No, not you. Here we go. Yes. So, as she plays with this music box,
The combat music box.
Yes, it fills everybody with courage, and each person gains a +1 morale bonus on attacks and on saving throws against fear effects. But it is a song that is familiar, I think, to at least Murie. It's a common, like, lullaby theme that's around in Corvosa.
So it's not sexy back. Got it.
No, it is not. It's more Musetta's Waltz.
2-minute duration. We got a haul ass. We're gonna use that.
Alright, I mean, Yep.
Yeah, typically. So like spells like bless and all that are used for a combat because of the short duration.
Sure, but I'm thinking that this is something we're going to run into, and I can use it again. So,
yep.
Prefer to,
All right, let's head in.
Nothing wrong with pre-buffing.
Yes.
Okay. How you getting in?
I want
do we want to go through the front or the back?
Well,
Arlen has lock picking stuff, right?
Auto checks to see if the front door is open.
It's not. It's locked.
I don't have a lock.
Is the back door open?
It's disable device is what you're looking for.
Oh, okay. Then I can try that. That I have.
There's no actual lockpick skill.
Okay.
Alright, and since you all have control of your characters, you can move them from now on, in case you need to.
Able device.
Nice try.
I roll a 9.
Yeah, no. This lock's beyond you.
How solid is this door?
Pretty solid.
Can I try on a different door? Say through the pen?
Sure.
You're gonna have to go into the slot.
How big is that fence? I'm assuming not very high. I can jump over it.
No, it's not very high. Yeah, you could see the animals in there, so.
Okay.
So you land, you jump over and you land with as your feet just slosh into mud and manure.
Yeah.
And just general filth.
It's not the worst thing I've ever stood in, but okay.
You will see that the lock on this door is not it's not quite as like this door itself is not as sturdy as the door up front. So
okay.
Try that one. Okay.
Right.
It takes about 30 seconds or so, but you're able to jimmy the lock off and open up the door, and you reveal another pin. Hang on. Basically a set of indoor pins, where one of which has the cow that was let in earlier in the morning. The cow is sitting in this pin over here, drinking out of a large trough.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. So, there's 2 foul-smelling animal pins. They take up the majority of this room. It's defined by a wooden fence, and each has a gate on it. And then there's just filthy heaps of hay in there.
So a not very kept barn. Got it.
Correct.
All right. So what
Next.
about this door?
Yeah.
Is it locked?
Is anyone searching or anything, or are you just continuing on?
Amelia's going to kind of look around.
All right. Roll me a perception check for anyone who would like to.
Would Murie like to join in that?
Sure.
We don't want to activate this cow. If you get my drift here.
The cow.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna keep its
So-
mooer off.
Arlen rolls a 15 for her perception check.
All right. What about Amelia and whoever? Well, Murie and Otto, or whoever does want to actually look for things, if you're looking for something. All right. 11 for Otto. 20 for Amelia.
And I think Murie had a 9.
Oh yeah, okay. Murie had a 9. Okay. You guys briefly search the room. You don't find what you find a cow. Amelia. Give me a second here. Under the water trough in the southernmost pin, so the one that the cow's not in, this pin over here, you see that there has been a small hole dug underneath the trough, and you pull out a small little cache of earnings or treasure of some kind. A little stash that consists of several little bags that obviously have coins and gems and such.
Oh, I'm stashing that shit. I mean, I'm not like, oh, this is mine. No, but
Yeah,
she's gonna put it in her pocket and say, likely the payments.
All right. So I assume you're not counting it right now, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So-
sit down and count every one of them.
So I will tell you on just what you know from picking it up. There are, depending on what kind of coins are in there and the like, there's probably over 1,000 coins and a whole bag full of gems and gemstones. So this is not just a little stash. This is actually something very substantial.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. And so the next door is open. Actually, it's not locked, so you don't have to pick a lock. So you open the next door. Everyone, roll me a stealth check, please.
Oh boy.
Arlen rolls a 16.
Well, Mary roll her own
Yeah.
stealth check.
Thanks.
15 for Otto.
12 for Amelia.
Okay.
Just keep getting worse. Oh, and better.
21 for Murie. Nice.
Okay. You guys aren't too bad. Amelia kind of splashes around a bit more than everyone else. But all in all, you're not so bad. You open up the next door. Into
Yummy.
basically a giant room. The floor of this obviously grim chamber is strewn with blood-stained straw and absolutely reeks of slaughter. So much so that it's almost overpowering. It's very obvious, especially to Murie, who knows a little bit about cooking, that this is the killing floor. Meat hooks dangle from the metal track affixed to the ceiling. It allows for the hooks and their gory loads to be moved easily around the room, so they're not having to pick it up. They can just kind of swing it around. In the the northwest corner where you are now, a large hammer sits on the floor amidst a giant permanent blood stain. To the south.
This is a stain and not like a wet.
Yeah, it's not fresh. It's
Okay.
I mean, it's not like dried and crusted to the point where it's been days and days. It's clear that this is refreshed daily, but at the moment it's not soaking wet, if that makes sense. It's several hours old at least, and it's very clear this has been used for a long time. To the south, there's a blood-stained grill that covers a wide hole in the floor. North of the grill sits 2 large vats of water, one boiling and one cold. Murie, you would know, you don't have to roll from this, you just know from your skill at cooking. Typically, when you butcher meat, you use the vats to help preserve it. And then there's 2 large butcher blocks that stand on the east next to barrels of salt that are also used to salt the meat. And in the southwest corner, over here, southeast. Yeah, I got my things screwed up. In the southeast corner, there's a reeking vat of cast-off meat and bones.
I told you the bones were in the soup.
That is how one makes stock. Yes.
Do these bones look people-ish?
Hard to tell. Considering that the bones of cows and people and pigs can all be bigger and smaller than each other, really hard to tell.
So, Arlen wants to do a perception check as she's walking towards the door.
Sure.
Which doors? There's 3 doors.
Room. And I roll a 17.
17. Arlen, as you pass the blood-stained grate and you just happen to glance down below it, you see a shiny thing. Something catches your eye, a glint. The room is lit. And something from down below, looks about 10 feet or so down. You see a glint of something shiny down below. Where, give me a second, I'll give you a slightly better idea of what I'm talking about. There's a filthy tunnel below it. It looks like some sort of disused sewer tunnel, and it runs due east, so probably into the river outside the city. But there's something shiny that catches your eye down there.
Okay. So, because Arlen's thinking she might have to unlock some of these doors or something, she's going to point it out and see if anybody wants to check it out.
Can the grate be opened or lifted?
It is heavy, but yeah, if you're strong enough, you could lift it. You could also try and break it, just like smash it open. Either one.
Or we could use teamwork and not make a shit ton of noise.
Working together.
Sure, you could have someone roll a strength check and then have the others aid them.
Who has the highest strength?
Hey, Otto.
Oh, sure. Get the guy to lift the grate.
Who has the highest strength in the party?
That's me.
That's a really good question.
I'm pretty sure it's Otto.
It's not me.
I have a 16 strength.
I have 18.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, actually.
All right. So I'm not going to make you guys roll to aid him because that's silly.
I have 11.
I'm just going to say that with their aid, Otto, you get to add a +3 to your strength check. In addition to whatever else you get to add to it.
So did you say +3? So 11 then?
Yeah. Oh man, this thing's heavy. It's possible you might be able to smash through it or something, but lifting it's tough.
Let's come back to that. Perhaps. Smashing it seems like that'll be really loud.
Stick a pin in that idea. Right. This right here is a doorway, correct?
Correct.
I want to kick the salt barrels to see if they all weigh approximately the same. Like maybe one of them has something other than salt in it.
No, they're about the same weight.
Okay.
are these two separate doors over here?
Yeah. So, yes, correct. That's a door. That's a door. This is a door.
Okay. Where do we want to go first? Do we want to... Because we don't actually know where the stairs are.
My vote's
Arlen's
left.
Thinking this door on the right, but yeah.
Left is probably a dead end. We can cross it off and then go the other way. That'd be my thought on it.
Where do you want to go, Otto?
Left? Out?
Out.
West?
This way.
Yeah, out that way because it's probably a dead end. We can go just take a look, see what's in there, and then
sure,
have that
you guys
crossed
can just
off.
open the door and take a look, take a peeky.
Sure.
That'd be my thought.
You see a room that looks like where they store the hay for the animal pen outside.
Okay.
I poke the hay with my mace.
Is there a man in
The
it?
hay dies. No, it's just hay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mary?
Oh, I was making a joke.
Oh.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Ezio Auditore jumps out screaming in pain and assassinates you.
Hey, it could be another crazy hobbit. Or was he a gnome? What was that guy?
Which one?
He was dressed up like one of the children in that fish
Oh,
place.
yeah.
The gnome.
He was a gnome?
Yeah.
That
Like
one
grill
asshole.
shakes or something like that.
Okay.
Anyways.
So
which door do we want to open, or do we just want to do it all at once?
Hookshanks was his name.
I think one at a time.
Both at once is not a good idea at all because it could be two separate rooms.
All right, so which one first? Top right?
Yeah. Go around the outside.
And...
Is it locked? Oh,
Nope.
okay. Nope.
It's open. It looks like a giant meat locker. The air in the room is stale, stinking of day-old meat and blood. Just like the room you're in, straw litters the floor. It's less gory, less bloody. Obviously, this looks more like a storage room. Over here, oops, hang on, I'm not on my little arrow. Over here, there's obviously a blood-stained table and 2 barrels of salt, and another door that leads out this way. There's an iron bar here that extends out back into the killing floor room as a way to run meat through it.
Okay.
And in here, you do see a few cuts of meat hanging.
So open the other door.
Yep.
Okay.
Open sesame.
Alrighty. You see a hallway. A hallway that leads to another door at the end, and a set of stairs that go up.
But wait, isn't that blacked out spot the entrance that we already saw?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the front of
Yeah, but you're metagaming that. You wouldn't know this from inside.
Okay.
Well, plus we never got a chance to really look around in there, so we should just go check that out first before going up the stairs, because stands to reason the guy's at the stairs, and we don't want people to come from behind us once we go up there.
That's true.
Plus, there might be something behind the whatever. Anyways, so yeah.
Open the door. Look, it's that room where they accosted you.
Those counters like cupboards or something like that?
No. So this is a bench. This is just a counter. And
there's
then the
nothing
table.
underneath it in the back.
No, there's not. Nothing of value.
Well, fuck
Alright.
it.
Up
Alright,
the
let's go upstairs.
stairs.
Okay.
What order do we want to go up the stairs?
I'm happy going first.
All right.
Real
Arlen.
quick, can I let the cow out?
Well, that's
let's
going to make a
wait.
bunch of noise. Why don't you wait?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Arlen pulls out her crossbow and loads it.
Okay.
You seem to have distressed the cat with your crossbow.
Yeah.
So-
Who loads a crossbow beforehand? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. If you look a little up and to your right, you'll see another room. If you could start moving your tokens that way, that's the second floor. you see obviously a round table surrounded by 4 wooden chairs. Playing cards are scattered on top of it. There's a cabinet to the southwest that hangs open, revealing dirty clothes and blankets, and 4 thin bedrolls right here are rolled up against the wall. Other than that, there's really no furniture or anything to note in here. But you do hear in the other room footsteps calmly walking around.
I take the playing cards.
We should do a stealth. Or we can take a 10. So.
That's not a joke either. I'm totally taking the playing cards.
Yeah, no, I understand. Okay. Taking the cards. Yes, everyone please roll me a stealth check.
Stop reminding him.
Oh, trust me, you were going to have to roll one anyway.
Rather than being stealthy, Otto shouts, "Room service."
Yeah. Otto very quietly
yells. Oh, son of a bitch.
Well,
Otto actually yells room service.
Oh, God. I never actually said that. You rolled a 0.
Well done.
Thank you.
Arlen rolled a 6.
0's 100, isn't it?
I got a 21. Hold on. Seriously?
Unfortunately,
stealthy and everyone's just a freaking
Amelia silently watches.
Amelia phases right out of the room.
Unfortunately, this is like that, what is it, weakest link show or whatever, where your high roll really means nothing.
Amelia silently watches her friends screw everything up. Mary rolled a 7.
Well, Otto trips, and then everybody else trips on Otto. Amelia just stands there and laughs.
And then Amelia's just at the back of the pack like, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
We're playing Scooby-Doo!
When that happens, you hear, "Hello? Is that you guys? Who's there?"
Otto whispers into the walkie-talkie, "What do we do?"
And Arlen kind of responds.
Whisper.
Yeah, it's just us. Sorry, I tripped over the chair.
Good man voice. Nice effort.
Check, please.
Oh my God. Close the cat. And then she's just gonna yodel at us.
Oh, she can yodel at us from out there.
Yeah!
Wow.
Go Arlen!
25.
25! Oh my God.
Yep.
There's a
We're just
pause.
gonna kick down the door and shoot him in the face. I don't know why you even have to do that.
There's a pause, and then you hear, "Oh, right. All right. Well, try and keep it down. I've got a headache."
And so, Arlen says, "Sorry, can I get you anything?"
No, just keep quiet.
It's odd that he's not wondering why we're back already. But hey, let's go.
Can she try to stealthily open the door?
Sure. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh my God.
DC 25.
Really
you
good
fail.
one.
Try this again.
Can I like go off of? Okay, never
Oh
mind.
no.
You open the door and see sitting on a bed, sitting in a chair, sorry. Hang on, first things first. So you open the door.
I mean, we all kind of knew it was going to happen, so.
And you
that's the
see
door.
a single large desk sitting in the room with some scattered papers on it. A makeshift bed over by the other side of the wall with several blankets and pillows and a chamber pot under it. On the table, there's 3 chairs, obviously, as you can see. Piles of papers lying strewn over the table surface. And one of the papers is pinned to the tabletop by an exquisite-looking silver dagger. In the room itself, sitting in one of the chairs, is... Give me a second. Where the heck? Where the heck?
And
All right. Is Van Casterkin himself. and for some reason I can't seem to find him.
You know, I can't see him either.
Yeah, no. What the heck's going on? All right, tell you what, guys. Take like a 3-minute break. I don't know what happened to him. I gotta go.
He went out for a sandwich.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
It wasn't Amelia who faced other.
It was him all along.
Dun dun dun.
All right. I'll be right back.
One time I roll super well on stealth.
Of course. That's how it always works. Okay. I'll be back.
Okay.
How long do you think this scene is going to take?
That's up to you guys.
I have to work at 8 tomorrow morning. It's 12:30.
Sure. We could go ahead and end the session here. Bum bum bum. Sure. When they get back,
Hopefully
let's ask
you can find him by 2 weeks.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. This could take a very short amount of time. It could take a decent amount of time. It really depends on how it goes.
Yeah.
So that's fine. If you're sleepy, and quite honestly, since it's a podcast, I'd rather not record when people are exhausted anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right. So should we just?
No, let's wait for everyone to get back because I don't want everyone to feel like we're
come to agreement.
Yeah. Even though Crystal's going to hear all this in the recording. No, we did it behind her back.
Oh, sorry.
In which case,
sorry. I'm very tired.
She's like about to pass out on top of me. It's kind of pathetic. Usually that's my job.
Yeah. Usually you have the little old lady bedtime, but right now it's me. I have to go to bed or I'm going to be dead tomorrow.
You'll just
people
be
with
tired.
computer problems. Huh?
I said you'll just be tired, not dead.
I mean,
You don't.
best case scenario.
Yeah, and you seem to underestimate just how much exhaustion can really hamper Blue.
You people and your clever schemes and not having to fight anyone, getting places.
Oh, I know, it's terrible.
How am I supposed to have a TPK if you keep avoiding conflict?
Maybe that's our goal.
Supposed to kill him anyways? Don't we not have any hard evidence against him?
Not yet.
Yeah, no, you don't. Not yet.
Yeah.
So exactly, we take him in alive, and once we have hard evidence, then we can kill him.
Well, no. Then he can be killed by whoever is guarding him.
No, I suppose so.
Yeah, maybe it's pork. Maybe the butcher was right all this time.
Maybe it is pork. Really exotic pork.
That one was actually a crit 20 in disguise. It's fucking pork. What the fuck is wrong with you? Obviously. You don't know your meat?
God, that would have been hilarious if he was so convincing on this. No, guys, trust me, it's pork.
I'm back.
Hey,
It's people!
we're actually thinking because it is getting really late and there's work in the morning that needs to be gotten to, and this could take time depending on how it goes down.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Start the session up here. It's a cliffhanger. So you know what?
Sorry,
when everyone,
I started fading about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I thought we were going to make a thing where we're sort of ending around 10. Is actually, I think, good for me.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
What time is it now for you?
Oh, 10:40. It's 40 after 10.
Oh,
so
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's midnight 42, so it's 12:42 a.m.
Right, and that seems to be about when people start to get tired and stuff, right? So I'm totally cool.
Right. Well, the thing is, that's only a 2-hour session. We thought we were going to go for 3-hour sessions.
Well, it's 9 to. It's not for us. It's 9.
Oh wait! I'm an idiot. You're right.
Yeah, we just started really, really late.
Yeah.
Well, that's something do we start at 7 or 7:30? Because
we start at 7. It's just that it seems to take time to
rally the troops.
We should start making more of a point of starting on time.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely apologize.
No, it's fine.
Had to figure out how to clamp my mic to the bed frame. Normally I'm at a desk, but I can't really elevate.
But you're a cripple.
But
well, I was the last person in here anyway, so.
All right, so should we stop recording now?
Yes, let's go ahead and stop recording.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do, and Seb, I'll probably throw this to you